Let's get this show on the road. Let's get this road on the show.
I don't understand what that even means. Why would we
I don't
want
either.
to do a show on the road?
Well, because it's fun. It's traveling. You go see things. Yes.
If I was standing in the middle of the road, I would be unsafe. It would be the worst time to do a show.
Don't stand in the middle of the road. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to another fantastic, funny, deep diving, erudite show. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week, the free weekly podcast where card members can save up to 40%.
I love that. Show your card at your favorite establishment and get your 40% discount today.
Yeah, we don't even care where you go. Just show your card and get your discount. They'll know. Just give them one of these, little finger on the nose.
Put your finger aside of your nose and up the chimney you go, right? Isn't that how it goes?
Up the chimney, your discount goes.
Oh, James, you're looking festive today in your
I went
palm
through
shirt.
6 different shirts before I settled on this one and just killing a half an hour getting ready for the show. But what actually happened was, I sat down with a black shirt and a black jacket on, and my camera refused to find focus. It was focused on Maryland back there, and I was blurry. And I was like, I guess this is a little dark. Here's something with a lot of detail for you to grab hold of, camera.
Great.
Grab hold of this shirt. This shirt is 100% Hawaiian Beach.
You look great. You look comfortable. I don't know
Kelly,
about...
it's time for our opening segment, Conversation Starters. Sponsored this week by Unattractive Shoes. Tonight's conversation starter comes from the Google search engine itself, answering questions you didn't even know you had. Kelly, what made you smile today?
What made me smile today? My puppy, my youngest Wednesday, she's a goofy little dog, and she has this tongue that is too long for her mouth. She tries to keep it in. But every now and then she'll just sit there, and I look at her, I'm like, what's going on with you, little girl? And this little tongue just goes, just comes right out. So cracks me up every single time. How about you?
So basically half of her thought process at any given time is keeping that flapper inside of that yapper.
You got it.
Well, to tell you the truth, today, Kelly, I had a FedEx experience. I had a return package that I had to, print the label and tape everything back together into its original envelope as well as I could. And as I went out the front door, actually on my way to a drop box, which I would have later learned would not take this package, the FedEx guy was in front of my building. And I'm like, where can I take this? And he's like, I'll take that.
Oh.
Perfect. Bye. So that was an hour of goofing around saved.
Excellent timing, FedEx man.
Yeah,
Thank you
no
so
kidding.
much. I appreciate it.
Well, Janice and the Dozens, please tell us about what made you smile today. And if you're in the mood to make us smile, please support us on Patreon. Join our loyal followers now, just 10 donuts shy of a baker's dozen. The link is in the thing.
10 donuts shy. I'm donut shy every day, every single day.
I wake up every morning thinking, how can I get more donuts?
Exactly. That's the first thought in my head.
What is Joey Bag of Donuts from? I was in some conversation with somebody, and that name came up, and I just thought they were riffing, and then I realized it was a reference to a movie.
I don't know. Joey Bag of Donuts. I don't know.
I guess I should look it up. It was the funniest thing until I realized it wasn't the funniest, like that it wasn't their invention, and then I felt cheap for having played along.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
But I just heard that name again in a movie that I watched last night. Now I'm going to have to look up both of these things while you do your opening bit, because I forgot the name of that movie, and that was only 12 hours ago.
While I do my opening bit. Tuck yourself into your seats, folks. Here comes Kelly's opening bit. We got a lot of news to cover. Let's see. The Brooklyn subway train shooting. Horrible, absolutely horrible, scary event.
Yeah, I kept seeing headlines about that and didn't want to click anything.
Yep. Basically, the man suspected of shooting 10 people on a subway train in Brooklyn on Tuesday, earlier this week, called in a tip to Crime Stoppers that led to his capture today. His name is Frank James, 62. He was arrested without incident by patrol officers in Manhattan's East Village neighborhood. And he called in the tip and told authorities he was at a McDonald's on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. He essentially told police he saw his face on the news and knew he was wanted.
Wow.
Yeah. So fortunately, no one has died from the shooting. There were injuries.
Oh, I thought there were deaths. Good. I guess good.
Nope. He is suspected of setting off smoke grenades and firing a handgun 33 times on a crowded N train traveling toward 36th Street Station in Brooklyn Sunset Park.
Oh, they're on the train, so there's no way to put it down. Oh, man, that's crazy.
29 people injured, including 10 who were shot, though none of the injuries appeared to be life-threatening. So there you go.
Well, the movie I mentioned is Molly's Game, a 2017 biopic about an ex-Olympic skier who starts a poker game, an illegal poker game. Well, somewhat illegal. And she mentions Joey Bag of Donuts as though it's from a movie, but all I can find is the Urban Dictionary saying it's just an Italian-American slang for a fat guy. So, okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to dig any deeper than that. I think I know everything I need to know.
Yeah, couple of guys I used to work with. One was born in Jersey and has since years ago moved out here, but he's definitely very Italian. And he and I would always riff on names as we were talking about kids we were growing up with. And I grew up in a neighborhood that was mixed, Polish and Italian and Irish. And so there were all some great names. And the one name I remember the most from my grade school days was Robert Iacovacci, which I always thought was a great name, Iacovacci.
Yeah.
And so then we just start riffing on names like that. We're like, Joey Panettone, Timmy the Fist, Timmy the Finger Poke,
Timmy the Finger.
Pepperoni, Timmy the Fist. So yeah, we would always crack ourselves up that way. Let's see, what else is happening in the news? Amazon is adding on a 5% fuel and inflation surcharge for sellers that use Amazon fulfillment centers. Those who don't get this surcharge, but the people who do use the warehouse and the fulfillment centers will. So most likely we're going to be seeing those prices be transferred down to consumers.
Good. I mean, free shipping has never been free, and somebody was taking the heat. Like capitalism is basically all about externalizing costs, and what we've heard about how Amazon works is it's the people who work there who are getting shafted, right? Like we get our free box of peanut butter delivered in 12 hours for less than the grocery store, but someone's got to pay that price.
Yeah, it's someone always pays the price. Sad news, Gilbert Gottfried passed away.
I saw that. That's a sad thing.
Yeah, 67 years old. He had a heart condition, and it wasn't that it was unexpected to his family. It certainly was unexpected to his fans, but he had been battling some health issues for the last couple of years, and he passed away, unfortunately. Let's see, there's a petition out here. This is old news, but new to me. New segment, old news, but new to me. There is a petition online that demands Jeff Bezos buys and eats the Mona Lisa.
Cool. What? It's a good thing that a bunch of signatures is how we make all of our most important life decisions.
I know. Basically, the petition states nobody has eaten the Mona Lisa, and we feel Jeff Bezos needs to take a stand and make this happen.
People always think that it'd be a waste of money, but it would take money away from Jeff Bezos and give it to someone else.
Yes.
It wouldn't just burn the money. He would give it to someone else.
Right. Basically, the Louvre has commented on it that said, yes,
Are
we've seen
they
the
against
petition.
that idea?
They've seen the petition, but they will not comment. So I really don't think.
If they came out unequivocally for or against, that would be something. But if they're not commenting, it means they must not have made a decision, which means someone on the board still thinks it might be a good idea.
Is considering it. Yes. Let's think about this.
What is the street value of the Mona Lisa uncut?
There really isn't a number. It's hard to put a number on that. They figure if Jeff Bezos can get his hands on his $200 billion, that might do it.
What if it was an NFT of the Mona Lisa? That could really increase in value.
Now you're thinking with your noodle. You're putting your noodle at the work. There you go. Speaking of art, there is a black and white image. Man Ray was the photographer. It was called Le Violon d'Angers, I believe.
It's a picture of a Weimaraner eating a violin.
No, it is basically, it's actually quite a famous painting or photograph. It's a photograph of a woman's back, and she is nude, and she has the violin scroll, the F scrolls superimposed over her back. It was taken in 1924, and Christie's auction house says it's going on the block in May, and it is expected to fetch between $5 and $7 million. So most expensive photograph ever. Six Flags, James. Have you ever gone to Six Flags?
I used to work at Six Flags.
Oh, all
When
right.
I was in high school, I was a juggler at Six Flags. I would wander the grounds, find the only shady spot, hide in it, and juggle until I got fired. That was my job.
Okay. You have the most interesting employment stories
And then I went to work at an ice cream store where I could hide in the shade all day long.
all day long. Well, Six Flags is ending its unlimited dining plan after garnering a lot of online attention. I know. What? Previously, Six Flags sold a 150 dining plan that lets season pass holders get 2 meals and a snack every day of the year. $150, that's good money.
For a whole year.
For a whole year. And the dining option garnered attention online after a Santa Clarita man said he ate many of his meals at Six Flags for 7 years to save money and pay off his student loans. So,
But, okay, don't you still have to get in? I mean, you combine this with a season pass or something?
yeah, I'm sure he was a season pass holder where you pay,
Okay.
your $300 or $400 for a season pass for how many times you can go,
Like where
unlimited.
I grew up,
Yeah.
Six Flags was like an hour away. It wasn't like convenient to just go there for breakfast. That was a day plan, right? I guess that's not every Six Flags, but that was the one over Mid-America. Like if you live in St. Louis, you're driving a while before you go there. So
Right.
I think that plan would have made sense if there wasn't a major metropolitan area right smack dab around it.
Right. This is Six Flags Magic Mountain is what it's called. So basically, the guy said, one of my coworkers said she spent about $1,500 a month eating out, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not going down that road." So he saved a bunch of money, but they're ending it now. So there are other meal
Six
plans.
Flags Magic Mountain is in Valencia, California.
Yep. So this dude must have lived very close, was a season pass holder, and would go there for his meals every day. Well, okay.
I think I can picture that. I can picture it better with Disneyland because I've been to Disneyland in Anaheim. If I was at the convention center or whatever and there was free food inside Disneyland, I would be like, yeah, okay, sure. If I could think of a place I actually wanted to eat in there. But anyway, I mean, there have been times. There have
Sure.
been times when there was a real live McDonald's inside of Disneyland. Not true anymore, but there
Not
was.
true anymore. Right. So since we're still talking about food, I want to bring up this kind of this interesting report. In the Netherlands, a gang has stolen 1,600 kilos of cheese from a Dutch dairy farm. It was worth 21,000 euros. And basically almost all the cheese from the farm storage was taken, and that has set the farm back some 6 months on income. And the farmer says we will need better security for our cheeses from now on.
Do they have cheese insurance?
Well, I don't know if they have cheese insurance, but the interesting thing, which I didn't know, is that the cheeses each have a unique code on them, which basically says it's unlikely they're going to be sold in the Netherlands. They have had reports of cheeses ending up in Russia, where no Dutch dairy can be bought because of the economic sanctions. Yeah, so it's organized crime to steal cheese and sell cheese. So,
Steal cheese and sell it at a magnificent markup because no one can get cheese in Russia. Boy, the unexpected consequences of war, First there's no cheese and then it's super expensive, but you got to file the serial numbers off of it. Is every molecule imprinted like in Firefly or Blade Runner? Like if you crack the cheese open and it says a little thing about where it's from and who stole it and please take me back. The cheese man is out 6 months of income.
unfortunately, no, they're not molecularly coded.
This cheese is artificial, very high quality craftsmanship.
high quality cheese.
You think I'd be
look.
living in a place like this if I could afford real cheese?
And I know we were just talking about Amazon there. A young little boy by about the age of 4, he accidentally bought
Was
2,500
delivered for free on Amazon Prime.
No, he wasn't. He bought $2,500 worth of SpongeBob popsicles on Amazon, and unfortunately, they are not returnable because it is
No.
a food item.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably a liquid item at this point.
Well, the mom, said there's with all the bills that we have, and she's trying to pay off her tuition and all the the costs of living, of keeping the household going, she did a GoFundMe for it, and they basically made $2,000 over it. So people donated to help them get out of this bind. But yeah, there's let's see, what is
I love
what's
living in
amount?
the information age because not only can we find out that happened, but that happened.
It happened. So he managed to purchase $2,618 worth of these SpongeBob popsicles. And in case you're wondering, James, that is 51 cases containing 918 popsicles.
That's quite a deal.
It is
I think you
quite a
bring
deal.
that to a place like Las Vegas on a sunny day like this, and you would burn through those like hot Russian cheese.
Yes. Well, the mom says the surplus donations will go toward education and additional supports for her son who is living with autism. So that'll come in handy. And movies, James, I know
So
you like
put a
movies.
lock on that mouse.
I know, seriously. There should be parental controls there. Spirit Halloween Store. Are you familiar with this Halloween store?
I don't know if I've ever been in there. I certainly see jokes about them every year as closed American embassies and so forth are portrayed online as having suddenly turned into Spirit Halloween stores.
Well,
I kind of imagine it's probably just like the front of a Goodwill. There's that section in the front of a thrift store where there's just Halloween junk, new Halloween junk, straight off the boat from China, like all year around.
right. Well, Spirit Halloween Store, there's a film in the works. Okay. Starring Christopher Lloyd. Basically, it is a prop
Marty, we've
costume.
got to pay for that second house.
I know. So the costume and prop store with about 1,400 locations has teamed with Strikeback Studios, Hideout Pictures, and Particular Crowd for a feature-length family movie called, you guessed it, Spirit Halloween.
Spirit Halloween. No, good.
Yeah.
Well,
Billed as
don't
a-
waste a good brand name like that.
Billed as a family kids adventure movie, the project stars Christopher Lloyd and some other really lovely actors.
I bet it
And-
has a subtitle like Spirit Halloween: The Curse of the Black Pearl, because they know that if it's a success, they want to make sequel after sequel, right?
There will be sequels. So the plot: when a new Spirit Halloween store appears in a deserted strip mall, three middle school friends who think they've outgrown trick-or-treating make a dare to spend the night locked inside the Halloween store.
This is literally the plot of the movie, sanctioned by the business, that it just appears out of nowhere for no reason.
Yes. But they soon find out that the store is haunted by an angry evil spirit who has possessed the creepy animatronic characters. The kids embark on a thrilling and spooky adventure in order to survive the night and avoid becoming possessed themselves.
That's like
You
Taco
know?
Bell literally making a movie called Taco Bell,
Taco
where
Bell.
someone goes to a Taco Bell and is immediately disappointed. I mean, lean into your brand, guys, but I mean, too far, maybe too far.
Taco Bell, the movie.
Taco Bell, the curse of the everything.
The curse of, oh my God, what have I done to myself? Oh, James, let's take a break. All right. This episode of Here All Week is sponsored by Unattractive Shoes. Your feet, your problem.
Hey, foot owners, summer foot time is only a few months away.
Hit the beach with your feet, style-free, with the all-new coldness from Unattractive Shoes.
If you're a regular listener, you'll already know that Unattractive Shoes has some of the worst shoes around.
And at twice the price of much better brands.
But ask yourself, are you ready for summer? Maybe too ready?
It's never too late to destroy your chances of looking your best.
The beach will hit you this summer in our Lava brand Clobber hoppers.
These soft plastic knife blade wedges in unfortunate colors are clumsier than stilts and twice as tall.
And their razor-thin S-curved soles will melt at a patented 101 degrees Fahrenheit.
I can get through this. I can do it. Leave your melted... God damn it. Leave
It's
your
always-
melted...
It's always the shoe ads.
Leave your melted plastic mark on the sand, the car seat, or pretty much anything else that has spent time in the sun.
And that includes your boyfriend.
Are your feet looking too comfortable? Try our slippery new Loosey Gooseys, crinkle cut and counterweighted.
These geometrically impossible, I can't do it. These geometrically impossible flip-flops are guaranteed to fly off your feet, no matter what you do to keep them on.
That's right. No amount of toe squeezing or shuffle sliding. God damn it. No amount of toe squeezing or shuffle sliding will keep these babies on board.
So don't even try, honey. Just let them fly.
Or be the envy of nowhere in these cheese-scented puff poodles.
They squeeze out a little bit of slippery brown stuff with every step you take.
Oh.
Those sound like bad shoes.
That sounds really bad. Are you tired of getting noticed? Our Blando-style summer whatevers are so boring we can't even tell you what they look like.
That's right. Our web guy stared at him for an hour and he's got nothing.
Let me try. They're a forgettable cross between every other shoe and forgetting someone's name at a high school reunion.
Nailed it. There's a pair of shoes that screams, look away, nothing to see here.
Unattractive shoes come in a wide range of sizes and colors, and that's just a single pair.
Stomp down the volume with our Radio Browns, the only shoes that feature a tiny pre-blown speaker in each heel.
And they're both the left speaker. What are the odds?
If your beach party gets confrontational, defend yourself without style with our new Rosa Klebb brand feet stabbers.
Wow. These uncomfortable, thick-soled nurse booties contain a stabby little knife in each heel.
Great for slowly kicking your enemies to death or just accidentally slicing up your own shins every time the bass drops.
And speaking of bass drops, now you can trigger discomfort in the folks you hate most with the Unattractive Shoes Awkward Gift Exchange.
Using data we harvest from your browser history, we will automatically send a pair of unattractive shoes to someone you haven't spoken to in years.
Maybe you had a falling out, a fight, or just a difference of opinion.
Whatever the rift, we'll send them a gift. You'll get an unexpected bill, and they'll hate wearing these ugly little beauties because they came from you.
And that's not all. Unattractive Shoes wants you to have the least fashionable summer ever, so we're offering a third shoe with our most popular pairs for just $1 more.
Think about it, a bonus cleat, cling, baseboard, or big spender that will take up a little extra space in your closet forever.
It's never too late for an unattractive summer with Unattractive Shoes.
Unattractive shoes, your feet, your problem.
We also do steak feet.
Steak feet. What's that smell? It's steak feet. I mean,
Steak feet.
I don't know. I am not familiar with that smell.
Steak feet. Did you get the idea for the knife in the shoe from that really great movie called Roadhouse?
No. Rosa Klebb is in that James Bond movie. She's the Russian spy that tries to kick him to death with her pointy little toes.
With her little pointy shoe. But Roadhouse has a great scene in a bar fight where, swing, the little blade comes out of the tip of the boot. So I thought maybe you did that. Maybe.
Go into the classics for that one.
Yeah. So since we are in honor, I should say, of our sponsor, Unattractive Shoes, James, I am going to throw some shoe trivia your way.
We'll just have to remember that our episode is 5 minutes longer before it gets all the laughter gets cut out of that attempted recording.
Yeah. So
we had real problem with the shoe ad last summer. I remember that distinctly.
We did, and the thing about the shoe ad last summer.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That cracked me up was the flats that make your calves really unattractive.
Yep. When it's time to take your relationship to a previous level, I think that's.
Hon, pair it with a pair of mom jeans. You're game
hon.
on.
Yeah, let's.
Hon.
I left something in the car.
I haven't seen him in 10 years since he left something in the car.
He went out for cigarettes, I guess. He didn't even say.
Okay. Whew, that's fun. Okay, from funtrivia.com.
Oh.
This trivia is called Hell on High Heels. Okay?
I'm ready.
Is it true that high heels were initially worn by men rather than women?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. They were worn first by men as far back as 500 BC.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Well, I can certainly think of all the high-heeled fashions in the in the Renaissance. Lots of high-heeled boots and fluffy, lacy things. And oh dear, I would dress like that if everyone else would. But now I would just look like a silly boy.
Yeah, you'd be rather fancy.
I
You'd
like
be a
I like the
fancy boy.
colonial era. I know we were not the best country in the world during the colonial era, but I definitely like the look. Even down to the powdered wig.
It's pretty fancy. They basically appear to have been invented to enable them to fit their feet more securely into the stirrups of their horses and help
sure.
keep them steady if they had to stand up to shoot arrows. I didn't know
Also,
that.
it makes you look taller.
It does. It does make you look taller. Let's see. By the time the Middle Ages rolled around, both men and women were wearing a type of wooden shoe with a raised heel for external wear. Designed to lift the foot up from the mud, dirt, and dung, what were these shoes called?
Wow, I don't know. Are they clogs?
Pattens. Pattens. They were called pattens.
Huh. Okay. After Dick
Basically,
Van Patten, the host of 8 is Enough.
yes, absolutely. By the 16th century, high heels had moved from being external wear only to become ornate and decorated fashionable wear for well-off men and women of fashion. This led to the birth of a saying we associate with the well-to-do of today. What is this expression?
Pulling yourself up by your bootstraps.
The
No.
expression is well-heeled.
Oh, well-heeled. So
Yes.
wait. I thought well-heeled meant you were packing heat, but just to say carrying the gun. But you're right. Yeah.
I've never heard it used that way for packing a gun. I just know well-heeled is like someone is, dressed well.
means
dressed
they're
well,
rich.
well-to-do. Yep. Let's see. By the late 18th and early 19th centuries, a subtle shift had occurred in the styles of the high heels worn by men and women. Men began wearing much lower heels than women, and this has been attributed in part to which famous French leader?
Napoleon?
You are correct. Napoleon frowned on high heels and even went as far as banishing them for men whenever he could. There were 2 reasons for this. One
Never
was
vote
to-
for a guy who tells you what to wear. I mean, I know they didn't vote for Napoleon, but still, I mean, don't put this guy in charge of anything.
Yeah. One was
And
to
this
stress
is this why everyone draws him as short, because he refused to wear heels?
most likely, yes. One was to stress the equality between the classes of the people he now ruled, and the other was that he just plain disliked the shoes and thought them effeminate. So there you go.
Hey, everyone, I just want you all to know that you're all the same, you're all equal, and I can tell you what to wear. Wait, you're breaking up. I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What? For a short time in the early 20th century, women began demanding more sensible shoes until a famous era began, that is, associated with bright young things and flappers. Which era was this?
The Roaring 20s.
You are correct.
Bright young things.
Bright young things. Is it true that high heels were once banned from public buildings?
Of course. Everything has been banned for some reason or other.
Yes, and basically the latter half of the 20th century, they referred to stiletto heels in particular because it was ruining the floors in
For
public
sure.
buildings. Pointy little heels. Excuse me. Today the debate continues, the for and against the wearing of high heels. Interestingly, while fashion designers are shrill in defense of the shoe, which profession is speaking out more and more against their wear?
Tennis.
Profession. Doctors.
Of
Doctors
course.
are.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. High heels increase the
Still,
possibility
also,
of
bad
sprains.
idea on the tennis court. Right?
Oh, totally bad
You do
idea.
a quick turnaround, you do a backhand, and then, you break your ankle because
You break your ankle.
6-inch flats, or not
You're done.
6-inch heels.
Yep. High heels increase the possibility of sprains and fractures and strained tendons, making the calves look stringy and can cause bunions, create strained backs, hinder women from moving quickly, gives wearers an unsteady gait, and damage the knees and joints, and, of course, floors. So,
I think
there
there
you
is
go.
an entire category of what is currently feminine clothing that seems engineered to hinder mobility. That's
fashion through the
just
ages, my
awful.
friend.
Yeah.
That's through the ages. So thank you for joining me on this shoe trivia. I learned a few things. Hopefully our audience has learned a few things along the way. James, I know you are still in Las Vegas. What's on your plate? What's coming up?
I am doing freelance graphic design work for other companies. That's what I did last week. I did some preliminary design work for Lords of Vegas, new expansions for that game about building Las Vegas, and also designed some money for them. So I can literally say I made some money last week because of the other meanings of those words.
Yes.
And this week I am doing a second pass on a first draft of a short story, actually a fairly long story at this point, about that's based around a card game. So a few months ago, I invented a sort of a gambling card game, and then now I wrote a rough draft last week that is about 23,000 words, and it needs to about double in size because of all the stuff I skipped. And so this week I'm doing like maps and character names and side stories and stuff like that to fill in the blanks.
Wow, you are really diving into the creative.
Oh, I like to sound busy, but really I'm just lying in my bed staring at the ceiling and wondering where it all went wrong. But, when I'm not doing that, I'm working on the story.
When I'm not in a depressive episode, I'm working on short stories.
I would write something autobiographical, but I don't think anybody would want to read it.
I don't think nobody wants to read it, no. Let's see. First of all, I just wanted to share with you were missing some really strange weather here in the Seattle area.
I saw a photograph of a giant wedge of clouds moving north across Seattle.
Well, yesterday I had to run up to the north where the new home is and meet a plumber, but in a span of about 30 minutes, it went from sunny to cloudy to hail
to you had a big
snow to then just freezing winds and kind of this spritz, misty rain kind of stuff. And it was just,
what it is?
Was very strange.
It's taxes. That's what it is. Tax day rolls around, and the weather has to do all the things it forgot to do over the last year. So, like everything, it's like the slot machines. At the end of the month, they have to pay out if they haven't already. That's why everyone knows it's best to gamble at the end of the month. Similarly, on tax day, the weather just comes through and dumps everything on you at once that it forgot to do. That's science. That's armchair science right there.
Armchair science. You heard it here first, right here on Here All Week. This week coming up, for those who celebrate Easter, it is approaching fast. This is what's called Holy Week. So have a fantastic Easter celebration if you do celebrate. I am not doing anything super exciting, but just continue the packing, the purge, the get the house ready as far as so that we can move in and be in our new space.
I want to know more about this plumber you saw yesterday at your house. Did he give you an estimate on this work
on the repipe
that needs done? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I recall not too long ago we were wondering, why is this house so cheap? What could be wrong with it? And
yes, I know. And it's now rearing its ugly little head. Well, it's not okay. It's not ugly. The pipes are the original pipes in the home, CPVC, which is just a crappy material to begin with. They get brittle when it's old, and these pipes are at the end of their life cycle, basically. So it needs to be done, because last thing I want to deal with is massive leaks, major damage. So it's just better to head it off at the pass.
So they bring in the big machines, they lift the house up. And
shake it.
That's all that's left is the pipes.
They
rebuild the pipes, and then they just drop it right back down. Is that pretty much
the
how
house?
It goes?
Pretty much, they lift it, but they have to shake it in order to.
Just to get the extra pipes out of there, just to jiggle them.
Exactly.
It's like spare change.
Exactly. It sounds like change in a jar as it comes out, but it's really impressive to see them do it. If only. No, we're looking at 7,000, maybe a bit more than that
That's
to do
not
it
so
to get
bad.
it done. It's not horrible, but it's that kind of money as far as when you're talking about it, you're like, oh man, I wasn't expecting to spend that, but here we are.
But here it is. You got to walk into a mystery situation like this with a little bit of back end, a little bit of stake ready to take care of whatever needs doing.
Well, we have to, and if we get it taken care of now, before we move in, before any major leaks happen, it's a win-win for everybody. So I'm willing to take this on and okay, we're.
What is the lifespan of the pipes you'll be putting in?
Oh, probably 50 years.
Probably 50 years. So you'll want to sell that house in 49 then.
Honey, if I am alive in 49 years, you just basically dig a hole and push me in, okay? Because I don't know if I'm going to be ready for that. Just saying.
We are on the cusp. we are on the cusp of the singularity where we can either keep ourselves alive through gene therapy treatments or transfer our brains into computers. It's going to be one or the other, I'm sure. It's only a year or two away. I mean, you've watched The Jetsons.
Oh, I've watched The Jetsons and I've watched Futurama. If I can just be a living head in a jar, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that's great.
I'd miss out on some things.
Well, that's what I love about Futurama is that Nixon's head is still alive in a jar. Cracks me up every time he makes an appearance. So, I am not a crook, is what he always says. So, anyway,
he doesn't do this.
He doesn't do this. He doesn't have the hands anymore. Yeah. That's right. He's just a head in a jar. Folks, thanks so much for joining us today. This was an interesting show. Strange, weird, wonderful. As always, be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your friends, your family, your community. We are all going through it. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week.